Come.
Thank you.
Shivika, introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Shivika. I belong to a small town called Rajpura in Punjab. I have pursued my schooling from Holy Angel School, Rajpura, and have been preparing for the past 2 years for UPSC.
Okay, it's your second attempt.
No, it's my first attempt.
Okay, you have cleared in your first attempt. Okay, so what is your optional subject?
Sociology.
Sociology. Why did you choose socio as an optional?
During my graduation years itself, I got interested in the subject while I used to discuss it with my friends, even though I did not have it as a subject. So later I decided to pursue it as an optional.
What subjects you had in your graduation?
I had economics, political science and English.
Okay, which was the most scoring subject when you passed your graduation out of given 3?
I cannot recall at the moment.
You cannot recall. How much did you score? What was the percent?
I scored 70%.
Okay. And what was about plus 2? How many marks you scored in plus 2?
Scored 94.8.
Okay, so out of the 2 words, stability and challenges, which one word would you like to choose?
Challenges. I would choose
Challenges?
yeah.
Okay. But when I was going through your preference order, the most challenging posting is currently the IPS law and order situation stuff. You have not opted for it. Any specific reason? You have given it 6 preference. You have chosen the stable part of revenue and IT. Can you explain?
With all due respect to the service itself, I was more interested in the revenue part and not in the police services. Firstly, because of my vision, I have a greater degree of my number, and I don't want to pursue any surgery for that. This was my first reason. And secondly, I chose, because I was more interested in revenue, I had commerce in my school, so, which is why.
Okay, but don't you think the women officers are going to do more justice to problems related to women, because we already have shortage of women officers? It would have been great to have an educated person who has exceptional academic background to.
Yes, definitely, sir. Women are needed women are lacking in almost every service at this point, and there is a need of greater representation in all the services, which includes the police service itself.
Okay, we can wish you all the best in your endeavors, but suppose you get selected as an IFS officer, which is the first posting you would like to be posted? Any specific place which you want to travel?
From a traveling, I mean,
It's your assignment, it's your choice. One place would you like to be positioned, because you all have preferences. Any particular country which you like to be positioned as an IFS officer, as an ambassador?
I would say Japan.
Why Japan? Why not any other country?
Because during our historical struggle, Swami Vivekananda has mentioned about the culture of Japan and how much of they have a nationalist intent in them, and Japan has modernized itself as an Asian country, which was not expected, which was generally considered as a part of West, that it is for the West, not for any Asian country.
Who is your role model in life?
My role model is Mahatma Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi. Any 2 idols which you are following in your life?
I choose the ideal of non-violence.
People, girls are already non-violent. We rarely see them violent. So, what specifically inspired you? Because something practical which you feel in everyday life we can use.
When we look at the ideas of Mahatma Gandhi, we see there was a lot of patience witnessed during the course of freedom struggle. He himself said that we could delay the freedom by 10 to 20 years, but we cannot afford to lose many lives in the process. So the idea of patience is something I would like to imbibe in myself more.
Shivika, can you elaborate trusteeship ideology of Mahatma Gandhi.
Can I take a moment? I cannot recall it exactly.
Okay, please differentiate between Sarvodaya and Antyodaya.
Sarvodaya, the idea goes like Sarvodaya through Antyodaya. Antyodaya would mean to the benefit of the last man standing in the crowd.
And Sarvodaya,
Welfare.
welfare of
Welfare of,
all.
I believe, all.
Okay, you have yoga as one of your interests and hobby.
Yes.
Can you highlight why is International Yoga Day celebrated on 21st June?
Where is it?
Why is it celebrated on 21st June? What was the reason of choosing this specific day?
On 21st June, it is the day of the summer solstice, and there was the transition from. I cannot.
Okay, we
articulate.
got your thing. Okay, so India is thinking of promoting yoga as a sport. It's trying to introduce in Asian Games or Olympics. Do you think this is the right strategy to popularize yoga? Should yoga be introduced as a sport?
Yoga is considered as a soft power in case of India, while the idea of introducing it as a sport, because yoga itself, it is something that is not about competition. It is something about the mental peace.
Would it be a spectator-friendly sport if, in case, it gets introduced? Would audience like to watch it? Or because when we watch Usain Bolt crossing human milestone or less than, there's adrenaline rush. Would the same apply to yoga as well? Or it will be a biased sport where India is going to win medal?
No, that I don't think that is the case, because yoga is a more of a global thing now. We have seen many institutes of yoga which teach yoga in the West also. So it would be wrong to say that it would be India
Okay.
that would win.
Tell me use of calligraphy in Mughal architecture.
Calligraphy has been the idea of Arabic calligraphy witnessed was seen in Arabic form, which was very much popularized with the advent of Islam. In the Mughal architecture of India, there are different forms of calligraphy seen in the Taj Mahal, in Qutub Minar. Different types of calligraphy are witnessed.
In what form it has been used? What is a particular name of the calligraphy which has been used in Mughal architecture?
I cannot recall.
Okay, you are interested in decoration. Tell me about Tudor arc.
I'm sorry, can you?
Tudor arc.
I'm not aware.
Tell me the difference between Indo-Gothic and New Roman architecture. Do you know Herbert Baker, Edwin Lutyens, any one of them?
Yes, they designed the New Delhi, architecture of New Delhi.
What in New Delhi?
They designed the Parliament House and the streets.
Okay. Do you know Charles Correa? Okay. So you also do journalism?
Journaling. That is-
Yes, journaling. What is the purpose of it?
It helps in the better articulation of thoughts. Writing your own thoughts helps in a better understanding. It is a very reflective process. Makes us understand about the thoughts we are having, and all in all, it is linked with stability, mental peace and stability.
Which type of yoga do you perform?
I go from vinyasa to power yoga.
What is the difference between vinyasa yoga and yin yang yoga?
Vinyasa is a more of a greater pace, whereas in yin yang there are much relaxed poses where we hold on for for a few more seconds, and it is more about relaxation.
How do you came to know about yoga?
I started to go for yoga. I joined a place in my hometown and I used to go there every morning.
Okay. What is sattva?
Sattva. I cannot recall.
What is the most major issue, social issue in India? What is the issue with Japan?
The issue with Japan. It is, I believe it is the greater alignment of Japan with the West, whereas in case of India, we are trying to be an independent pole in the current world order.
How would you like to arrange things in this room?
Seems good.
Other than people.
I think the setting is good.
Okay, thank you.
There's no generosity.
Speak something on vegetarian diet.
Vegetarian diet
Yeah.
is essentially a diet that is based on plants, and it also involves consuming dairy, but not well. It is a plant-based diet.
What is vegetarianism and pure vegetarianism?
And
So if you
who is Ichthyophagous? Ichthyophagous.
can I?
Yeah,
If you
go
permit, can I take a
ahead.
guess?
Yeah.
Pure vegetarianism would be not eating onion, if onion and garlic, whereas vegetarianism includes that. I'm not sure.
This definition has a tadka of Jainism.
What is patriarchy according to you?
So, just hold for a second. Ichthyophagous, people who eat fish.
I'm sorry.
No problem. Please go ahead.
What is patriarchy according to you?
Patriarchy is the dominance of men over women in all the social arenas, which would include
What is the basis of patriarchy?
the basis of patriarchy is a belief that men are superior to women.
And then if we add another term, chauvinism with it, how do you differentiate patriarchy and chauvinism? You are subject to chauvinist terms. No problem.
What is more crucial, yoga or vegetarian diet to be healthy?
In case of I believe that yoga is much more beneficial to remain healthy because it is linked with both physical and mental development.
Do you know about Bikram yoga?
Yes, ma'am. Bikram yoga has been a part in the West where the yoga is done in very humid and hot temperatures.
What is the reason behind transition of yoga from India or transfer of yoga from India to Western cultures?
Ma'am, in case of West, there has been much greater development, which is also linked to there has been a material wealth has risen, and along with that there are high levels of mental problems which are associated with such things, and greater obesity and other lifestyle diseases, which is why yoga has been popularized in the West.
Do you think they really believe in yoga, or do you think they don't want to take allopathy, or do you think they are really after Ayurveda? What could be the reason?
Ma'am, I believe that it is mostly related to the physical health. I don't think it is due to allopathy.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Shivika Hans. So unique name. What is the meaning of Shivika?
Sir, Shivika means palanquin.
Palanquin.
Yes.
Okay. Shivika, so You mentioned about Ichnophoria. What is it?
Sir, Econophoria is an annual fest that is conducted in our college,
Okay.
and it includes
Divided etymologically.
Econophoria. It comes from the word. It has been from the economy,
Okay.
and it is linked with the
Euphoria,
yes.
romanticism.
Okay. I am giving you 4 words. Okay. You have to differentiate. First, economic. Second, economics. Third, economical, and economy.
Economy would be the general state of the finances of any particular area or a country.
Okay. Economy, very good.
And
What is economic?
Can I explain economical? Economical would mean something that is budget friendly or costing less according to our
Very
needs.
good. Very good. Shivika. Next.
Economic, I am unable to.
Okay. Economics.
Economics is the study of economy.
Particular subject.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good, Shivika. So, as you mentioned, Japan. Can you elaborate Meiji Revolution? MEJI, Meiji Revolution of 1867. Meiji Revolution of Japan and nationalism in Japan.
I cannot recall it, but if you permit,
Yes,
can I take a
please, please.
Sir, I think it was linked with the American American superiority that was seen in Japan, and in order to show themselves as developed nation as America, Japan went for reverse engineering and moved towards development.
Are you sure, Shivika?
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
I'll
Okay.
read about it.
Okay. Currently, you are living in Rajpura or Chandigarh.
Rajpura.
Rajpura. Okay. So your option subject is sociology. Okay. So, please tell us the difference in approach of Mahatma Gandhi and B.R. Ambedkar, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, towards the untouchability. Towards untouchability, difference in approach.
Can I take a moment? Gandhiji's idea towards the backward classes, it was he went for development, or he wanted to uplift the backward classes, and he made many measures towards it. For example, he gave the name of Harijan to the particular classes. While
In which year Mahatma Gandhi gave this name?
I do not recall.
Okay.
While B.R. Ambedkar, he said that any such giving a particular name would again mean making them different from the general communities, and it was important for social and economic upliftment of the backward classes that there needs to be a special upliftment through reservations. While Mahatma Gandhi himself, he was not in favor of it, because he felt that it would lead to further disintegration.
So Mahatma Gandhi was against the concept of reservation.
He was not in.
What was Pune Pact?
Pune Pact was an agreement between Mahatma Gandhi and B.R. Ambedkar. After the Round Table Conference,
Which round table conference you have? First, second, or third?
it was the third Round Table Conference, I think.
Second round table conference.
Okay, I'm so sorry. After the second Round Table Conference, there was a greater amount of
Okay, after second round table conference, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar demanded separate electorate for the rich, and Mahatma Gandhi talked about reservation. So, what is the difference between reservation and separate electorate?
In case of separate electorates, only the similar community would be voting for the particular person, while in reservation there would be a particular number of seats reserved and everyone would vote irrespective of their caste.
So why Mahatma Gandhi opposed separate electorate for Dalits?
He opposed separate electorates. I confused it with reservation in that case.
So why he opposed?
He opposed it because he felt that it would divide the community further, and we've already
Which community?
the Hindu community.
Okay.
And we had already witnessed Muslim separatism beginning at this time, and
Okay. In your opinion, what is Hinduism?
Hinduism refers to Sanatan Dharma.
Okay. Shivika, yes. Carry on.
That is all I can.
Shivika, you have done your schooling from Holy Angels School, Rajpura. It's ICSE school,
Yes.
and just compare a child who is there into a government school or in a CBSE or an ICSE. Where rich people go to the ICSE or to the state board or to the CBSE.
According to me, the rich generally prefer ICSE or CBSE schools.
Okay. You have done your schooling from ST Public School, Chandigarh, though the schools were there in Rajpura also there.
Yes.
And you have preferred Chandigarh College, though college was there in your city. And you have gone for quite elite schooling and college career there. But your parents' salary is barely 3.6 lakh rupees only. So it's not behoving your family expenses there, family salary. It's the best school, right? It's the best school of Rajpura, it's the best school of Chandigarh, it's the best college of Chandigarh there. You have the ultimate schooling and college career there. But salary is barely 3.6 lakh. Don't you think it's a kind of concealment of the...
No sir, I pursued my schooling in Holy Angels because it was affordable. Like, there were many schools in the area, and my mother wanted me to go for...
Wants and wishes are fulfilled now if we have the finances with you.
No, we could manage it because my family wanted me to have the best education, and and in case of my secondary schooling, which I pursued from Chandigarh,
What's the number of siblings at home, brothers, sisters?
we have 3 siblings.
Anyway, you have to work on it there. Rajpura is a town of Patiala,
Yes.
and it's part of Patiala there. Patiala is having its own rich legacy. Don't you feel, being an inhabitant of Rajpura, somewhere you carried an onus that you are a bit deprived of having less royal legacy? In the relative terms, you stand somewhat lower than the people of Patiala or nearby big cities of Patiala. You sociologists, what do you think about it?
The legacy of Patiala is related with the
Don't you think that you are a bit dwarfed by the big city Patiala that's having a history of a kingdom there? Somewhere this kind of thing is being carried by you as a part of your personality. Psychologically it's troubling you.
no sir, it is...
Anyhow, there is a canal that passes nearby your town. I won't say city, it's town there. That is Narwana branch. Right? And it carries lots of water to Haryana. That why these two states keep on fighting, since Haryana is getting a lot of water. What's this SYL part? Your area will be benefited out of it. If total area, that is 10,500 square kilometer, will be benefited, 4,000 falls in Punjab also there, and your town is a part of it.
The issue between the two states is, which has been erupted recently also, is due to the Satluj-Yamuna link, and the
It's not recently, it's way back.
it has been erupted again in the current skirmishes between the two states, and this...
Skirmishes is a harsh word.
I'm
It's a harsh
sorry.
word.
So the issue is because of after the reorganization of Punjab, and when Haryana became a separate state, there was a demand for water, equal water share of Haryana.
If Punjab asks for the water of Yamuna,
I'm sorry, sir.
if Punjab asks for the water of Yamuna, Sutlej water Haryana is getting. Haryana is asking for the waters of Beas and Ravi. If Punjab asks for the waters of Yamuna,
Haryana is asking for it because Haryana has been a part of the Punjab, which before it was trifurcated, and which is why Haryana is demanding, while Yamuna has not passed through Punjab.
okay. Anyhow, you have preferred Chandigarh colleges, not your own city college.
I preferred Chandigarh colleges because I initially because I wanted to pursue my bachelor's in commerce, and there was a UT quota in case of colleges of Chandigarh, which is why I also pursued my secondary education in Chandigarh.
Alright. And there's a lot of unplanned growth in your town, Rajpura. Any single solution that you want to suggest to overcome?
In case
Or
of
you spend less time in your own town? You spend more time in Chandigarh?
I have balanced it because I used to travel for my college. In case of Rajpura, there is the issue of unplanned growth, and it can be managed through a greater vigilance among the citizens, and there needs to be a greater planning architecture for growth.
Earlier, Rajpura was nearly an hour away from Chandigarh. Just because of Nitin Gadkari's splendid work, it has just reduced the time span to 30 minutes. Do you have some words of praise for Nitin Gadkari? It has reduced your time to 30 minutes. Earlier you were spending 1 hour, 1.5 hour commuting from Rajpura to Chandigarh. Now things have been reduced 30 minutes only.
Yes, it is. It takes around 45
Now
minutes.
if I say praise Nitin Gadkari, he is a modern Vishwakarma, right? He is having this Bharatmala, Bharat Setu, this is Sagamala, and it's national grid he is developing there.
Yes, there has been greater development in the roadways sector, and while the guidance of the minister is very much valuable, there are people, there is decentralization of work, and all these people need to be appreciated for it.
Okay, that would have been the part of your answer over there, since roads have improved, like anything that I can commute to Chandigarh in few moments. That's why I prefer Chandigarh there. Okay, you have heard the name of Vladimir Zelensky,
Yes, sir.
President of Ukraine. Being a comedian, somewhere it, you can say, makes him less reliable as a fighter over there. His participation into the war, his stance for the country, it turns out to be a little bit small with his status of being a comedian. I will give you 2-3 more parallel examples. Till this date, we have got a chief minister in Punjab, that is Bhagwant Khan. He is a comedian. We have got few thespians in Tamil Nadu and in Andhra Pradesh. They also belong to the film industry, and somewhere we are having less cordial word for these politicians over there. How do you feel that this Vladimir Zelensky is not carrying much weight? Had he not been there a comedian, things would have been different there.
Sir, in case of India, the constitution does not provide any qualification for who to be elected as a minister or an MLA, and which is why considering someone's background as a comedian or be it anything else.
Let's take an example of Harshvardhan. He turned out to be the health minister, family welfare, and we found him the most appropriate person to fight against the pandemic. We had more faith in him. He was having the right profession for the right kind of thing. When we had found Smriti Irani to lead the the cabinet in certain capacities. All of a sudden we lost faith in her leadership because of her background over there.
Uh, Sir, I still believe that it is not the profession of any person that determines that the constitution itself, it does not prescribe a particular background, and which is why we cannot judge a person's capacity if someone is.
Well said there. Nearly 20 representatives of 20 countries have visited India in last 30 days. What kind of urgencies you see that ambassadors, foreign ministers, even the prime ministers like Bennett Naftali, so all they are visiting India one after the other. Whether India has got some global reputation in this new phase of the world politics, or something different is going on
Yes, during in the current geopolitical scenario, India has India has seen itself as a particular country that is not easily swayed towards a particular stance, that be it West or towards the Russian, and which is why it has given India a much greater geopolitical standing, and it is one of the reasons why there are many.
What about the kind of definition for Cold War 2.0 and non-aligned movement 2.0 and strategic alignment of India into the new global order?
In the current world order, India is going for multi-alignment instead of non-alignment, and this is the idea that we have been pursuing. While the case of Cold War 2.0, it would be wrong to qualify it right now in this manner.
We are in the phase of Cold War 2.0, or it's just a kind of media propaganda?
It is. There are the issue of the current scenario is due to a particular the issue of NATO, which has still continued even though it belongs to the Cold War era. I think it is to end that particular Cold War era mentality, which NATO has tried to continue so far.
What is this Wales pledge of NATO 2014? Okay, you have heard about Sri Lanka. It's passing through economic distress. Do you really feel that this is overweening China that is responsible for their economic distress, or these Rajapaksa brothers themselves?
Sir, Sri Lanka is a sovereign nation, and the decisions that they have taken in the past few years, it is on their own standing, be it taking the construction of the ports from China, and the current issue of economic meltdown that has been occurring in Sri Lanka, it is related due to the economic mismanagement by the current Sri Lankan government, and the issue of COVID-19 and the fall of the tourism sector after the Easter bombing attacks.
Sri Lanka produces lots of coffee and tea. If they keep on producing coffee and tea, there would not have been any kind of foreign exchange crisis. This much they earn from these two crops. Something wrong had happened to the agriculture sector. What decisions they have taken which have turned out to be a fiasco and a failure?
So I'll read about it.
Okay, and then have you heard about the organic farming Sri Lanka has started there? All of a sudden overnight decisions have taken.
Yes, sir.
See, here in India, overnight decision is taken for the demonetization, it clicks. There they have taken overnight decision to convert their chemical agriculture to the organic agriculture, it doesn't click. So what's the basic difference you find between the two countries there? It's a charismatic leadership or something else?
The drastic shift to the organic farming, it requires a greater, it requires a lot of measures. And if a particular soil is related, it has been under the cultivation with fertilizers and other usage, the shift to organic farming will lead to a decline in income in agriculture.
In problem solving, we are having an equation. Problem solving is equal to capacity building plus finance plus governance plus planning plus innovation. If a country formalizes a program and does not go for capacity building beforehand, this kind of catapult kind of thing is expected over there. The next question is that Nepal and India both are having nearly 80% or plus Hindu population. Still, Nepal thinks that India is an eyesore to their foreign policy. Why is it so? There's a lot of brethren. We had seen in 2015 when 2 earthquakes visited Kathmandu region in April and May. India was the first respondent to resurrect even their temple architecture also there, other than providing the relief and other things over there. So why they are having daggers drawn, though they have the similar kind of ethnic and cultural background.
The issue in Nepal-India relationship, it goes back to the 2015 Nepal blockade, and then later
Blockade had taken place in 1988 and 89 also there, when Rajiv Gandhi was about to, you can say, resign for the Bofors case.
Yes, but later after the blockade also there were a lot of protests in Nepal regarding India, and later with demonetization, since Nepal pegs its currency with the Indian rupee, that also led to a damage in the relationship.
You just see that this is a recent phenomenon. You see it as a recent phenomenon there. No historical backgrounds to it.
I will have to read about it. I currently know
Okay.
the reason.
What's your take on the political scenario of Pakistan right now? Do you justify over interest of USA in toppling the government of Imran Khan? Or somewhere Pakistan's, you can see huge interest in establishing Taliban Emirates in Pakistan. Who do you find this Joe Biden, who leads this US government of the Democrats, that he is the appropriate person and he is leading the world not to a chaos but to an order?
Currently the world is not unipolar, and it does not go under the guidance of the American president, and it would be wrong to say that he is leading the world, because there are multiple poles in the current world order, which includes US, China, India, Russia. And in case of the issue with Pakistan, there is the crisis has been due to the lack of support from the army, which is an important part of Pakistan polity. And
even the clergy also there, the people, those who lead the religion part also, the clergy also there. All right. You have heard about Shanghai Framework? Shanghai Framework for the Disaster Management 2015-2030. Earlier we were having certain guidelines called Yokohama Guidelines.
Yes.
Framework. India has taken the lead role in North Indian Ocean. And anywhere, any kind of disaster takes place, it's always a first respondent. Whether it's a Roanu tropical cyclone in Sri Lanka, or it's an earthquake there in any part of the South and Southeast Asia over there. How do you think, how do you feel India in a new role? And do you think that is it an endeavor to be the Vishwaguru over there, which is just a beginning? The moment we have picked up people from Ukraine, not only of India but of so many of the other countries, when we evacuate people from Yemen, we had evacuated people of other countries and we made them reach home. So some sort of change is there into the stance of India for the last 7-8 years. How do you see this thing?
Sir, in case of the paradigm of Indian Ocean region, India is trying to establish a greater say, and it is also going for a kind of diplomacy of helping the smaller nations in such times of crisis, in order to have their own advancement in the Indian Ocean region, which is currently where China has also grown to a huge extent at this point.
Can you say something about IORA?
So IORA is the Indian Ocean Regional Association, and
Whether Pakistan is a part of it, a small country. Pakistan is a part of it.
I cannot recall about it.
Alright.
What was Operation Cactus of Indian Army? Operation Cactus.
1987.
I cannot recall.
Okay, have you ever failed in life? If yes, what did you learn from it?
Sir, I have witnessed failure many times in life, and it has helped me to realize that.
Can you give any specific failure? When you mention any specific failure which you perceive that you have failed?
I participated in many activities. For example, I participated in 2 calligraphy competitions, and I was very confident about my skills in calligraphy, but I could not get a
So
position.
you improved next time, and did you win next time?
No, I went to a different college and I used to do there. Then I headed committees, and that helped me.
And what is your weakness as an individual? Or you are perfect, or you
my weaknesses at times I am a little short-tempered.
okay, don't you think that's a dangerous quality in a civil servant? Because impulsive decision can ruin life of millions.
No, I would say that I would be well aware of my responsibilities.
Are you extempore? Are you extempore? Extempore in the sense?
Yes, I have participated in such competitions, if you are referring to that.
How the corruption should be dealt with?
Ma'am, in order to deal with corruption, we are moving towards a greater digitalization, which is a very good example of how to lessen the corruption in the current.
Do you think it is ICT or infrastructure perspectives which are the causative factors for corruption, or the issue lies somewhere else?
In case of corruption, the issue goes back to our history itself, because we were ruled by the British, and there was a dominance of corruption in the British administration, in the British bureaucracy.
So you are saying that bureaucracy is corrupt?
No, that would be wrong to outrightly say that, but the legacy of the British administration is seen in the bureaucracy, but there are efforts being made.
Means somewhere it is corrupt. That is why efforts have been made,
I would say, yes.
isn't it?
And
Why?
there are administrative reforms also there.
Yeah, that is the reason administrative reforms are going. Why do you want to go for bureaucracy?
Ma'am, I want to go for bureaucracy because it provides a much greater interface with a vast variety of people, and for long we have been.
Interface, what is participative management then?
Ma'am, I don't recall the exact definition. It would be
How would you increase the interface?
the bureaucracy. If the interface can be increased with a lesser high-handedness, in the bureaucracy, and because the word civil servant refers to being the servant of the people, and that is the realization of this particular word also would lead to a greater interface between the people.
Are there any social issues which are the causative factors for corruption? Apart from being bureaucracy corrupt.
If we look at the social issues, generally corruption, we see it is justified at the basis of family. Generally, it is said that I am doing this for my family. That would be a social.
So social system needs to be changed. है ना? Isn't it?
There is
Not the bureaucracy.
there is a need of greater involvement of moral values among the people and in the bureaucracy and other organizations also, which would lead to
Rather than saying moral, say ethical.
ethical values in the
What are ethics according to you?
ethics comes from a Greek word ethikos.
No, what according to you? Not according to Greek word.
Someone said, what society expects from me is ethics, where my nose starts and what my conscience says is morality. Is that so?
So morality is generally
No, stay on the ethics only here. Man has asked.
ethics are basically universal standards that are recognized by.
Can values be standardized? Can they be measured?
And codified.
Values cannot be codified because
They are dynamic.
yes, they keep on changing. Yes, they keep on changing with time.
Okay. Shivika, differentiate between theocracy and bureaucracy. You know about theocratic state?
Theocracy is where the head of the state is based on the religion.
Okay. An example? Present time?
Other than Iran.
For example, Vatican City
Okay.
is a theocratic state.
Okay.
That's not a state. It's an observer state. It does not get the status of a state. It's an observer state. It cannot cast its
Any other example? No issue, Shivika. Differentiate between script and language.
Sir, language is something that is spoken and it is based on certain grammatical rules, while generally script forms the basis of literature and language both.
Okay, can we write different languages in single script?
Yes, sir. I cannot recall any particular.
You can so many dilemmas, there are answers there.
Can you?
Two questions, yes. Since you are living in Gandhi colony, and you are a Gandhian somewhere, you said earlier, there are 7 sins of Gandhi. Anyone that is of your choice? Not to
Not-
just
Not
Yes.
to lie.
yeah, okay. Out of those 7,
Yes.
this is not there into that. Anyhow, the last one is there. Somewhere there is a problem in understanding the sociology of Naxalism, the Naxalites. India is not able to overcome this problem for the last 75 years, nearly, since 1949. What's your take on it? And adherent also there. Why JNU is having maximum sociologists, those who are conducting research, but not the scholars of other universities, non Naxalites. You heard the name of Nandini Sundar?
Sir, the issue of Naxalism, it dates back to the idea that it is the movement against the state, and the reason for this particular movement is due to the lack of development.
In which year it started? Is it different from Maoism?
Yes sir, it is different from Maoism, however it is generally considered a subcategory under it.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.